All right, you're welcome to the subtask module of the Smart Review. This is just an attempt to help us to understand exactly how it works. Well, to deal with the subtask, we first of all have to go to the task module. And the first thing that I want to say is that subtask, quite unlike the main task, does not stand alone. A subtask is supposed to have a mother task, so is attached to an existing task. So let me just open the dashboard to be able to look at a few tasks, and then we see how the subtask actually work with that. Trying to load. Okay, so these are a series of main tasks. So I can select on any of these just to open the task. I'm talking of the main task, and then we will be able to see. So you can see now this is normal main task form. Now, so you can have, so the task exists. You can have your normal checklists for the task, you know, in the places that they used to be. So you can have your checklist listed here. This one doesn't have any checklist, but you can have your checklist listed. But you now realize that there is a part where you can have the summary of the subtask that is related to that task. So there are two ways to deal with the subtask. There is a button here which is on top of that for manage subtask details. This is actually where you can manage to a large extent the subtask that is relevant to a particular task, because if you click on this, you'll be able to do a lot more things with a subtask. For example, you can add a new subtask. So by just clicking on new button there, you can add a new subtask. So you can see this is the subtask details. So I can just say okay, test subtasks or subtask or whatever, or anything you want to put there. Okay, and then so you can put the responsible person, and then you can put the deadline just like you will do in a normal task. So all the details you can do when you go through that button, that main button. So and then you can click on add. Just like it would do for a normal task, a message will be sent to the person who is responsible for this subtask, so that you will know that it's got a subtask. So just like the main task, so there are checklists. So you can add as many checklists as you want here, but you will notice that for the subtask there is no other subtask. You can only have one level of subtask attached to a mother task. So this is actually the difference. So you don't have unlimited subtasks just going to another new subtask. That's not so you have the subtask and then the checklists, and then this subtask is now available on that mother task. So we have saved that one. Let's say we have some items on that checklist. Okay, another item on that checklist. All right, so you can have the subtask itself now have a number of checklist items. So let's just save this, and so you can see that now, just like you can do for the task, you can report your subtask. Let's say it's your subordinate that just finished it. You can report the subtask as an achievement. You can report a challenge that's related to the subtask by using either of these buttons, just like you will use. But one of the things I want to see differently here, now you will notice that even though we added the subtask through this button or at the other end, it is now appearing here under the summary. And one of the things under the summary here is that you cannot do everything you can do under the detailed subtask management, but you can actually do some basic things, like for example, you can you can change your deadline, you can change the responsible person, you can update what the completion status looks like. So just basic, then you can do your approvals, so the basic things that you need to see on the summary is actually available for you to deal with here, especially the person that created the main task, who is also the person who is responsible for creating the subtask. So you can do all those basic things, but anything that includes creating checklists, doing doing a lot more things that have to do with the subtask, like it's a main task, you have to come to the button up here and actually click on this, and then you can select the relevant subtask. So essentially that's the major difference between this is like the summary of limited edits, whereas this is the full. When you click on this, you can have the full access to whatever you want to do on the subtask. So basically that's the major difference, and that's how it works. Now so like I said, there are two ways that you can create a subtask, using the main button or using this one, but this one is not complete, so we don't encourage you to create subtask here, because you really cannot complete all the process of creation. You can just, maybe for reminding, just reminding yourself, you can just note it here and then go and complete over there. All right, but beyond that, one of the things that you need to understand is the fact that just like you can do for task, you can convert tasks to achievements or report them as. But one of the other things is the fact that at the procedure end, you can also convert any procedure into a subtask, just like you could do. So if you come back here, let's look at procedure management level. So let's say I'm on the procedure, so you can see that these are the existing procedures. If I select any of these procedures, so you can see that you can convert this procedure to task, but you can also convert it to a subtask, so that if you have some of the procedures that you have outlined, that you have been created, but this time around you want somebody else to take charge of it, and you want that task to report to a mother task, then you can actually get a major procedure, convert it to a subtask, the person, and then you can complete it over there, complete the subtask, give it to the person that's supposed to do it, and then the person will actually handle it as a subtask, but you'll be able to see exactly what's happening to that subtask right from within the mother task. So that's exactly how it works. So basically that's all you need to know about the subtask. Then finally, for the management staff, you really don't need to have a special dashboard where you can see your subtask, because if you are creating the task, you will actually be able to see the summary of the subtask and the rest of it. But for ordinary staff and managers, when they go in through their pane, for example, if they go in through task, but normally they will only see this one, which is manager, and so you note that they don't have the dashboard, or they can actually go to main task or subtask relating to them. But let us click on the dashboard now. They will be able to see on one part of it, they will see all the they can see all the main tasks that is given to them. By just clicking on this, they can search out the relevant major tasks that's given to them. But here there is a direct list of all the subtasks, so either of the two, and they can expand it. So if they want to see they just want to see only the subtasks, they can see the subtasks. So that's also, they can actually do it, both the staff and the subordinates and the normal managers can actually use the dashboard to access their subtask and know what's happening at those things, and then be able to relate to each of those subtasks. Basically it's fairly straightforward. I think that's all that you need to know about the subtask and how to use it. If you have any question, just get to us, the support, Robinsberg Consulting Robinsberg Technologies Limited. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.